The secret of the enchanted palace. In the heart of a vast desert, far from the bustling cities of the Caliphate, there lay a hidden palace known only to a few. This palace, shrouded in mystery and enchantment, was said to be the home of a secret society that held the key to unimaginable power and wealth. But the truth behind this palace was far more scandalous than anyone could have imagined. The story begins with a young and ambitious merchant named Karim. Unlike other merchants who sought fortune in trade, Karim was driven by a different desire power. He had heard whispers of the enchanted palace and its mysterious inhabitants, and he was determined to uncover its secrets. Karim's journey was perilous, filled with dangers that tested his courage and wit. After many months of searching, he finally stumbled upon the palace, hidden behind a massive sand dune. The palace was unlike anything he had ever seen. Its walls shimmered with gold, and the air was thick with the scent of exotic perfumes. But what truly captivated Karim were the voices he heard from within, soft and seductive, like the sirens of legend. Karim cautiously approached the palace gates, which opened on their own as if beckoning him inside. As he stepped into the grand courtyard, he was met with a sight that took his breath away. The courtyard was filled with beautiful women, each more stunning than the last, dressed in the finest silks and adorned with jewels that sparkled in the sunlight. They were the women of the secret society, known as the Sisters of the Night. The Sisters of the Night were not mere courtesans. They were powerful enchantresses who used their beauty and charm to manipulate the most influential men in the Caliphate. Their leader, a woman known only as Zaina, was the most powerful of them all. She was a woman of incredible beauty, with long flowing hair as black as the night and eyes that gleamed like sapphires. But behind her alluring exterior lay a mind as sharp as a dagger and a heart as cold as the desert at night. Zaina welcomed Karim into the palace with open arms, recognizing the ambition in his eyes. She offered him a deal. He would become her lover, and in return, she would share the secrets of the palace with him. Karim, blinded by desire and greed, eagerly agreed. For months, Karim lived in a world of luxury and pleasure, indulging in the delights of the palace. But as time passed, he began to notice strange occurrences. The women of the palace seemed to know the thoughts and desires of the men they entertained before they even spoke, and they had an uncanny ability to bend these men to their will. Karim grew suspicious and began to investigate the palace's secrets in earnest. He discovered that the Sisters of the Night were not merely using their beauty to seduce men, they were using dark magic to control them. The palace was enchanted, and the women were sorceresses who could manipulate the minds of men, making them do their bidding. But the most shocking secret of all was Zaina herself. Karim discovered that Zaina was not human. She was a jinnia, a powerful spirit bound to the palace by a curse. She had once been a queen, but her thirst for power had led her to make a pact with dark forces, resulting in her transformation into a jinnia. Now, she was trapped in the palace, forced to serve the desires of the men she once sought to control. Realizing the danger he was in, Karim decided to escape the palace and expose its secrets to the world. But Zaina, aware of his plans, confronted him. In a heated confrontation, Karim accused her of deceiving him, but Zaina only laughed, her voice dripping with venom. "You foolish man," she hissed. "Did you truly believe you could enter my palace and leave unscathed? You are nothing more than a pawn in my game." Karim, filled with rage, tried to fight her, but Zaina was too powerful. With a wave of her hand, she summoned the other Sisters of the Night who surrounded Karim. Their eyes glowed with an unnatural light as they began to chant in an ancient language. Karim felt his body grow heavy, his vision blurring as he fell to the ground. When Karim awoke, he was no longer in the palace. He found himself back in the desert, alone and stripped of all his wealth. The palace had vanished, as if it had never existed. but the memories of what he had seen and experienced were all too real. Karim returned to the city, a changed man. He tried to warn others of the enchanted palace and the dangers that lay within, but no one believed him. His once prominent status as a merchant was reduced to that of a madman, ranting about a palace that no one could find. As for Zaina and the Sisters of the Night, they continued to dwell in the hidden corners of the desert, luring in unsuspecting men with promises of pleasure and power. Their secrets remained buried, known only to those who dared to enter the enchanted palace and lived to tell the tale.